Today we're here at JCC in the Weeks Gallery with Dr. Patricia Briggs. My name is Megan and I am joined by my partner Shaylee. We're going to talk about her experience here at JCC as well as what's coming up in the gallery. So let's talk a little bit about you. I understand that you're the director and the curator here at the Weeks Gallery. Is this something you always wanted to do?
I am the gallery director and the curator. Ever since high school, I was excited by art. I loved the art room. Art was the first thing that interested me. And now I have the best job at JCC, deciding what exhibitions go up in the Weeks Gallery, working with artists to bring artwork here, figuring out how to lay it out. It's a very creative job, so I love it. And I guess I have been preparing for it for 20 years.
That's awesome. So how do you go about deciding what goes up in the gallery?
Well, at JCC, since we're a community college and we don't have a really big, thriving art department like some 4-years have, I don't think of the art department as my main audience. I think of first and second year college students, and I think of the teachers who teach them, the English teachers, the anthropology teachers, the art history teachers, of course the art teachers as well. And what can I put up in this gallery that can somehow intersect with what you guys are learning in your first and second year curriculum?
So it's definitely very college-based, what benefits here.
Absolutely, and it's not about what's edgy and happening necessarily in the art world today, but more what will benefit students more generally, what will faculty be able to connect with, and what will train young students who are going to JCC to be engaged viewers of art. So this isn't about training artists here, this is about training people to look at art. That's what our motto is in the gallery. It's about the viewers. That's what I do.
Do you like working at JCC with the students? So do you think it's more about the students? I know you just said that you like focusing on the students and the teachers, so you like working here and you like it being based on that rather than like a whole community?
Well, I like the community too. I like the first part of your question, which was, do you like to work with students? Yes. I love it that you two are here. You see me as somebody that you can come and learn from and tell the rest of the community about the gallery. I love working with students, and I love having classes in here. And when an English faculty member or an art faculty member brings a class in here, I prepare an exercise and I work, for those 50 minutes with the students. I really like to be a teacher, and I love working, as I just said, with you guys. The students in television production come over here and do this with me. I have kids shooting video in here and doing little teeny videos that we can put on Facebook. I have an intern, and she pointed out something really interesting to me was that the issue of artists of color, and where were they in this exhibition, and we found them. So we have some artists of color. She's going to do some writing about that. So I love working with students.
That really sounds awesome. You just mentioned a lot of different art forms. Is there something that you gravitate towards? What is your kind of art?
Well, I do love contemporary art. Now, right now, we're sitting in the middle of an exhibition that is all the artwork that you see here. This was made in the 1930s, so this is a historical show. All this stuff is from the Depression era, and it tells a story by American artists of the 30s, many of them dead now, who were excellent draftsmen. They knew how to draw, and they're recording life around them. And I love history.
Yeah.
So I love contemporary art, conceptual art, but I love history too.
So you said you were sitting, or that we are sitting in the middle of an art show right now. Do you want to tell us what's coming up and all about that?
Yes, this exhibition has been in the works for 3 years. Marlon Casker, he's an older gentleman who's retired, and he came to me 3 years ago with some artwork that he had collected over the years, over 20 years, and he's collected art of the 1930s. And so he showed me his collection, and I said, wow, this is great. He wanted to have an exhibition of it in the gallery. And so I said, well, how about if we use a big piece of your collection, and then we use that as the foundation for an exhibition of artwork of the 1930s. And he liked that idea. So I've been choosing those works, but then I needed to, choosing works from his collection, and then I needed to add some more works. And so I started doing research to find where other 1930s, collections of 1930s fine art prints. So I'll tell you what a fine art print is in a minute, but so we borrowed artwork from Indiana University and from SUNY Oswego, which both had large collections of print, and we have mixed them in. So this is an exhibition of art of the 1930s using artwork from 3 collections. And these are not drawings. These artists are highly skilled draftsmen, but these are fine art prints. So they're not one-of-a-kind work. They are lithographs, etchings, wood block prints, a few silk screens. So yes, I've been working on this for 2 or 3 years with Marlon and working with the heads of those collections that we borrowed from. And what we have here is we have a lot of work that is focused on the city in the 1930s. What did people do in their daily lives during the Depression era? And much of the work in here was created as part of Roosevelt's New Deal programs, very controversial topic. And so a lot of these artists made these as workers being paid by the government, making artwork, like painting murals for post offices and making prints that could be distributed and shown in schools and hospitals and post offices. So it's very interesting.
I really liked the point that you made that like each of these tell a story, and I really enjoy that too, because especially when you're talking about like historic art, like they really tell a story like about history. So I think that's my favorite part, and you said that was really enjoyable as well.
Yes, and that's what, so when people come in here, I'm going to be asking them, what stories do you see? And what were people's daily lives like? And were they that different from yours? I just want people to leave this gallery going, oh yeah, in the 1930s it was like this.
So is this something you would recommend all members of the community to come and take a look at, or just especially our students?
Everybody will enjoy this. Students, faculty. I am always thinking about the community at large as one of our most, just our kind of most loving. I mean, they love us. When we have openings here, sometimes 200 people are here. Yeah. So it's really fun, and that's because the community really comes out for us. I mean, there aren't that many fine art venues of this quality in Chautauqua County or in Western New York. So it's a special thing, and they contribute to it. So let's make sure that we know that November 9th, 6 to 8 is the opening celebration for the show. And we'll have tables of food out there. We'll have wine, not for the students. We'll have County Reverie Creamery, craftsman-made cheeses, all local here. So it's really fun. And on that night at 6 o'clock sharp, there'll be a talk by a historian about the Depression era. Come learn something about the Depression era and then eat. Okay, November 9th, Thursday, 6 to 8. Be here.
Definitely. How long is it going to be open for?
It will be open until December 14th, the last day of classes.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Last day of classes. We'll be tearing down during finals week. So you got the rest of the semester.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I really appreciate this.
Well, thank you for coming. I love to work with students, and I'm just thrilled that you guys came to interview me. So I hope I see you on November 9th at 6 o'clock. Okay, spread the word.